見事だ。よくぞ言った。名も知らぬ路傍の者よ。その願い、世界が聞き逃そうとも、世が確かに感じ入った。拳を握れ、顔を上げよ。命運は尽きぬ。なぜなら、そなたの運命は今始まるのだから。
Hello everyone, what's up? My name is Kyoshirog and welcome back to Fate Extra. On the last part, we started with a new character. Here. On the way in. And we made our way to the same place the other guy went to the first three that we were playing as for the first three parts went to. Of course, we also had an effigy, and we fought the same battle he did and we lost. However, this time, something's different. The sound of breaking glass is accompanied by a light cutting through the gloom. I managed to move my weary body and aching head to see what's happening. I didn't notice it before, but something was slowly rising up from the middle of the room. That form. Its appearance isn't much different from that of a human being, but something was different. Clearly so. The power emanating from it transcended that of any human or of any enemy that I faced getting in here. An awesome power that seems as if it vaporized anyone that touched, swirled within my body almost against my will. And we are of course gonna say yes. Oh, there it is. She takes a hold of my hand and helps me to my feet. From the hand she grabbed comes a sudden warmth, then a sharp pain like it had been cut by a knife. On the back of my hand, as though tattooed, is a strange kind of symbol that looks like some kind of crest. Totally confused, I alternate between the staring at the mark on my hand and the person standing before me. And then a noise behind me brings me back to my senses. Turning around, I see that the effigy from before is still there and now is in a fighting stance. I wasn't uncontrollably, recalling my previous defeat at its hands. What an excitable master I have! Why are you so flustered? While I am by your side, have no fear that you may lose your way. Remember that victory is all that matters. My blade is the ultimate instrument. My blade is the ultimate instrument. Even the muses themselves will bow before the sound it makes. Master, strike with my sword. Show me the extent of your abilities in this first battle. Oh my god, I'm really thinking about doing an Umu counter with this with freaking Saber. Jesus Christ. And we know what he's doing now, so. Okay, she didn't say it this time. The last time she's saying something that she hasn't said yet in the game. The battered effigy stops moving. There's no way it'll still function after being effectively torn apart. That wasn't entertaining at all. Considering how long I've waited for such a moment, I am truly unsatisfied. She continues to talk. However, the sound of her voice doesn't quite reach my ears. The heat coming from the mark of my hand grew in intensity grew in intensity during the fight, and the resulting pain has become unbearable and burns to my consciousness. The mark imprinted on your hand is your command seal. It is your proof that you hold dominion over a servant. You can use it to give 3 orders that must be obeyed. Think of them as disposable strengthening spells. It is also proof of your participation in the Holy Grail War. If you use it for some reason, you will die. Once again, I hear that voice. I somehow managed to ignore the pain and listen to what it has to say. I can understand your confusion, but before I forget, congratulations. You have endured much to make it here. No rest for a while. You've achieved your first goal. It was an incredibly clumsy effort, to say the least, but that's what made it all the more entertaining. I've had this duty for a long time, but this is the first time I've seen a master as helpless as you. Nevertheless, be proud of your achievement. Your quick thinking came as a result of nerves and rashness. Thinking about it, the voice sounds like that of a 30-year-old man, and it's really irritatingly smug. For some reason, I can see the owner of the voice as a priest, dressed in a somber Cossack. Remember the priest that we saw at the end of part 3? Well, the beginning of part 3? Yeah, you do. Oh, you are curious about my identity. I am honored, but I am insignificant. I am merely part of a system. I am just a guide tasked with giving a standard message given the personality of a prior participant. I am no more than words, no more than the mountain you just conquered, no more than a record of the past. A record? So if I raise any objections to this voice, does it mean I won't receive any answers in return? Exactly. Well, this is unexpected. You've received a commendation. Something about you having a light. I have no clue who would say such things about me. But that short phrase struck my heart, because for some unknown reason, I knew that the words were sincere. And as for the "I expect good things from you," it seemed more like a command than an encouragement. Now, let us commence your baptism. You have proven yourself worthy of the honor. For the most part, the monotony of everyday life continues without end. Your decision to look past the accepted and progress means you have earned the right to exist. However, you have but taken the first step. Be jubilant, young knight, for the Holy Grail War begins now. I have no idea what he's talking about. The Holy Grail War? The right to exist? That is correct. An object of great power once existed in the world, one that could grant any desire. People called it the Holy Grail, and fought endlessly in an attempt to gain sole possession of it. This war, the situation you find yourself in now, is an evolution of those struggles. You stand at the entrance of a deadly struggle where many magi will perish in pursuit of the Holy Grail. Listen, magi, had I not bestowed upon the earth desire, you'd be merely saints capable of committing sin. Now fight to the death. The fiery throne of heaven will only receive those with the strongest of desires. The voice reverberates through this hidden chapel, as if with the voice of a god. Kill? Magi? Holy Grail that grants wishes? These questions and more swirl around inside my head and almost seem to carve themselves into my flesh. In a war, a weapon is needed. That is your servant. Then a spear that pierces, the shield that protects. A legendary soul whose purpose is to clear your way to the Grail. That is the one who stands beside you. I glanced over at the young woman in red standing next to me, who was looking up into the sky. She is my servant. It seems you have decided, and with this decision as payment, I now open the gates to the Holy Grail War. The marks on my hand, my command seal, once again began to become excruciatingly painful. It's over. I can't take it anymore. And we pass out. Of course. I reach the limits of my endurance, and my mind starts to shut down. As I lose consciousness, I can barely hear the voice's final words. Now, let the Holy Grail War begin. No matter the era, deciding who is worthy through battles is the divine providence of man. Magi who have been invited here by the moon, show me your true strength.
ぬかるみの日常は燃え尽きた。魔術師による生存競争。運命の車輪は回る。最も弱き者よ、剣を鍛えよ。その命が育んだ己の価値を示すために。
The sky burns. Houses collapse into ruin. People fall to the ground. Roads come to an end. The conflict started here. With this, the world that was will be restored. It is here that I alone had survived. Don't remember, never forget. Oblivion to salvation and sin, never forget. I was born for perdition. This must be a nightmare. This had to be somewhere. It could be anywhere. These events that occurred in the true memories of childhood. A torrent of blood flows, and a voice resonating with bitter resentment can be heard. Lives fade away without a thought. Friends, family, strangers, all gone. Soldiers with guns, families tried to hold together. A grotesque struggle to the last, until a gentle peace descends as death comes to claim them. I could not accept all that I have seen. The question of why never left me. Even with the divide between conflict and catastrophe, why did such a tragedy occur? No, more importantly, why has this world been turned into a hell on earth? A gentle rain begins to fall. All things once living fade away, leaving only one behind. Amidst the helplessness and despair, their souls' last feelings are of rage and regret. The rain wets their cheeks as their eyes close one last time, dying forgotten and alone. Seeing this, I struggle to rise from the depths of death. I will not accept what I have been shown. If I can live again, I will definitely, for there are no second chances, and before long, the rain has cleansed the scorched earth. Never forget, I was born for perdition. What that means. Somehow, please don't forget it. It seems as though some sort of twisted, distorted dream. And we seem to be in a nurse's office of sorts. With that, I wake up in a nurse's office. I must have collapsed and was brought here. So what was that world, the effigy that blocked my way? And that servant, all a dream as well? No, this nurse's office is far different than the one I knew. It's somewhere but off, somehow. So you're finally awake. I guess there are no limits to feebleness at all. After all. Ugh, fuck me. While you were unconscious, I had naught to do but stare at you while you slept. The overwhelming, unforgettable presence of someone suddenly appears by my bed. What I think to be a valiant man garbed in crimson is in fact a woman. A young woman, to be fair. But as this being is not human, any normal conclusion based on gender or looks would be moot. But it's all for the best, as you have come in time for the start of the Holy Grail War. Incidentally, you are fully aware of what the Holy Grail War entails, correct? By the way, if you're wondering why I'm giving Saber this accent, and you're probably hear a difference between part 7 and 8 when I had to speak speak Saber's lines, that's because I just decided to do. So, part 7 and 8 will sound different. Sorry. Holy Grail War? Holy Grail War? I've heard mention of it, but what is it exactly? You know nothing of the Holy Grail War? And yet you somehow managed to become a master. Well, pitiful, ignorance is hardly a sin. I shall instruct you as I am able. Firstly, the Holy Grail is said to have held the blood of a savior and has the power to grant wishes. Holy Grail. That Holy Grail? It's the base of an entire body of Western religious history. A holy relic said to perform miracles that became well known through the Arthurian cycle. The original has been lost to time, and all that remains are base counterfeits. But no matter, the Holy Grail for which you are fighting is a different object altogether. Early on, the Holy Grail War was the name given to the ceremony Magi had held to gain the Grail. In truth, it was a bloody melee from which the sole survivor would be granted the Holy Grail. In simple terms, the tournament you are now is an approximation of the original Holy Grail War. Now new Magi have emerged in a time in which all thaumaturgy has all but faded away. Magus. Although I can hardly believe that these words apply to me, it seems that others think of me as one. Whatever the case, it sounds like this Holy Grail War is a merciless fight for survival. You're hopeless. To win is to live. To lose is to die. To lose is to die. There's only one way to avoid death. The rules are simple. Two Magi are assigned to fight each other using the servants as weapons. The Magus who loses to their opponent is stripped of both their command seals and their life. My eyes are drawn to my left hand where I've been marked with 3 strange symbols. You will face a series of battles before you reach the Holy Grail. The details really don't matter. There are a number of minor rules, but the most important one is win. Simple, is it not? I doubt it's that simple. While I have a million questions, at least I know the basics now. Whether I want to be here or not, I'm now a participant in this Holy Grail War nonsense. Indeed, as long as you understand the basics, that is enough for now. Now then, do you know what a servant is? And for the sake of the Let's Play, sorry I don't have a clue. You know nothing of servants either? It seems that your ignorance is boundless. With an irritated expression, the Saber before me continues to lecture me with subtle disdain. I know very well that the Saber isn't British, but fuck it. Servants are legendary souls called from the past to help masters win the Holy Grail War. Only those whose deeds are acknowledged long after their deaths become legendary souls. The servants recreated here from the Holy Grail, recreated here by the Holy Grail are drawn from those whose legends endure. Servants are basically soldiers, there to guide and protect the Magus who summoned them. As per the rules of the original Holy Grail War, servants are divided into 7 classes. Well, now with the exception of Fate Apocrypha, which has that one extra class to oversee the war, I guess. Originally, the classes of the legendary souls were hidden, but things have changed over time. Saber, Lancer, Archer, Raider. What were the others? Oh well, they aren't of any importance. Only the Saber class matter. Well, to actually tell you the rest, she named up 4. The 3 Great Knight classes, Saber, Lancer, and Archer, and then there's Rider, Caster, Assassin, and Berserker. Which I believe we don't see some of those for a while. Also, these classes identify core skills only. Replicating every single skill would be impossible. A legendary soul's main traits are aligned with a class and then given form. It would be safe to assume that an enemy class's Servants class will give you clues to their powers. Furthermore, it is said that those of the Saber class are far superior to other servants. So then, allow me to test your knowledge. I'm sure you must know which class I belong to, yes? If you weren't paying attention when you picked her, you're an idiot. No, not really. But she's a Saber class. Correct. Yeah, correct. The Saber class is the best of the servant classes. It is obvious that I'm Saber. I'm a Saber. I went to a slight random... Why do I sound slightly Scottish there? Jesus. Yes, you have answered well. I can sense a promise and potential within you. Now then, from this time forward you may refer to me as Saber. No honorifics are necessary. As you are my master, I will allow you to address me as an equal. Saber. Her personality is going to be difficult to deal with, but she's definitely a worthy ally. Wait, if all the servants are legendary souls, I wonder who Saber was in real life. My true name? I have nothing embarrassing to conceal, and I'd be happy to tell you. But it'd be a disaster if an enemy were to learn my true identity from you. But if my name were to be known, it wouldn't affect my resolve or my approach to battle. I will share my name once I have learned a little more about you. But understand your unease at knowing nothing at all. Although I cannot tell you my name, questions are not the truth of my words, and as for the Holy Grail, all I know is that it grants wishes and creates servants using famous figures from history. With you as Magus and I as the mightiest of legendary souls by your side. Legendary souls by your side, the Holy Grail will become ours. For now, let that truth put your mind at ease. Allow my sword to clear away all of your doubts. With that, my servant disappears into the ether. However, I can feel their presence nearby. They must be staying out of sight when they're not needed so their identity can't be compromised. But how their identities will be guessed by just their appearance is beyond me. Ah, Pascal! Ah, what the fuck was that? My throat died for a moment. Ah, Pascal, you're finally awake? I'm so relieved. You don't seem to have any injuries, so feel free to leave when you feel like it. Also, all your memories have been restored by the Seraph, so do not worry. Any magi that seek the Holy Grail have their memories suppressed and are given those of a student. Only masters who manage to recover themselves are allowed to enter the main tournament. Now that you have regained your memories, please review them to make sure they are complete. Regain my memories? That's not right. Outside of my name, I can't recall anything of my past. I realized that everyone around me was forced to believe they were normal students. However, I cannot remember a single thing that has happened to me before then. Your memory restoration failed. I cannot help you. I, Sakuramato, am just a custodial AI. My complaints were totally ignored. It seems she can't act beyond her programming. Oh, I should get this to you before I forget. Attain portable terminal analyst. Whatever. She gives me some kind of portable terminal. I always say terminal for some reason. Ugh. I assume it's for getting messages and whatnot. As a participant, you should pay attention to any messages that appear in your terminal. There's one while in the arena to bring up the terminal menu, blah blah blah. This is where you check your service condition, status, and shit. Matrix. We'll go for later. Equipment. Change your equipment that you're wearing. Items. Check what items you have. And system is what we were doing earlier. And with that, I think that's where we're going to end this part. Oh my lord, one more part to go and I don't have to deal with this shite anymore. Well, I don't have to deal with re-recording this shit anymore. Thank God. Anyways, I thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next part. Later.